Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Samantha the Introvert. Today I want to give you my personal review on episode 12 of Kidnap. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, 2 weeks later we see Q signed up for therapy and Min decided to go with him. The therapist that Q went to is not new. She has been treating Q before, but Q have not been attending, but now he went back. The therapist asked Q why he decided to come willingly, and Q started to tell her that he has been having nightmares and still fears the sound of pew pews. Q then asked the therapist if it's okay to have a reason to take therapy, whether if it's a person, and she said yes, it is especially important to have a reason. It could be anything, or a person, or even an animal. She also said that the way they approached things was not working, so now that Q has a reason to be there, this might work if Q is willing to give another try, which Q agrees. In the session, Q started talking about his boyfriend and his boyfriend's brother. Mhen went through heart surgery that ended up successful. The doctor told them that now that Mhen got a real heart, he can finally do all the things that normal people can do after he healed, of course. Everyone was so happy because this is what they wanted for Mhen. And Mhen told Min that he can finally do the things he can do without worrying about him. I literally had tears in my eyes when Mhen told Min that he is the best brother in the world because it's true. Q said with everything that has happened, he wants to be able to be normal and walk out without fearing the sounds of the pew pew and having nightmares every time he sleeps. And also, he wants to sleep normal without worrying Min. Q said before he never cared about anything, but since he met Min, he found many purposes in his life and would need the help even if he has to beg the therapist. Let me tell you something. Min is a good one. He waited until Q's session was over, and I know it was a long session, but he waited. Now that Mhen is feeling a bit better, he can leave the hospital, but he still has to go home to rest. But Q and Min noticed how well Mhen is with Jean. Yes, I finally said her name. Not me checking all the details, but Min got a car, a big upgrade. Let me find out that this car that Omi's driving belongs to Lang. Just saying. Anyways, so they went to their old house, and in the car, Jean says she has to go home to get dinner. And that's when Q uses the opportunity to come up with the excuse to convince Jean to let Mhen go with her to have dinner at her place. Trust me, Mhen was excited. When they went in the house, Min told Q that he never sold the house because it has so many memories and he could never find himself to sell it. Q then asked Min if the reason was because this house is closer to the things that he wants, and if so, he can pursue it. He no longer has to put his dream aside because now Mhen can do all the things he wants. And so Min can go and act and be the places where he wants because Q can tell that he wants to and he doesn't want to go to the other house. James then called Min to do a project, but when they went to the place that they're supposed to go to, it turns out to be James. Yes, James alone, and because it's James' project, he needed help with it. Ask your best friend for help. The thing is, Min is gonna do this for free. Min and Q is gonna do this for free. He has no money, so yeah. To be honest, I would do it for James too because James have done a lot for Min. The project is basically romantic with both Q and Min as a couple, of course. Just simple. They started talking about the days they were in school, then mentioned about fireworks, but since Q still has a trauma, he can't go. But then the next scene, they will do it for Q to run through the field. And as you can see, it's the same as his dream. So I can fully tell you it did not go well. Because while he was running, he immediately thought of his nightmares. Now, since James didn't know about Q's trauma, he didn't know. Honestly, I'm glad that title got a good character. I do hope he continues to get some good characters, and also I wonder if he would like to be interested in playing a BL role, and if so, who do you think would be his partner? Meanwhile, the next day, Min went to audition for a role, and guess who is interviewing? Yep, the same guy that Min tries to talk to for Min. Min auditioned and he did well, he got the part. Of course, Min went to his boyfriend to share the good news. They decided to celebrate by going to see the fireworks, and Min held Q's ears before slowly letting it go, and Q was not showing any signs that he's scared, which means therapy was good. I was both smiling and crying at the same time because this was a big accomplishment for Q. After they did their little talk about how therapy helped Q, Min decided it's time to have his reward of passing its audition and also rewarding Q for conquering his fear. I had no words for this one. I was just watching and analyzing and letting them enjoy their reward. After all that, Q still sees his therapist to tell her how well he is going and if the treatment is going well for him. We then see Mhen is attending classes, but he is at the other house, far from Min, which is in Bangkok. Wow, this is the first time they have been far from each other, but at the same time, Mhen can be unhacked and go as his normal life shall get him. Honestly, wow. Also, Homegirl and him are dating. James still struggles to get his project out there. Sua went to Q's father, saying he wishes to quit the police life and start his own life, which I am happy for him. Q's father was not against it. In fact, he was expecting this. Min showed Q the poster of the movie that he will be in. Everyone has such a good news. This show is ending off right. It's an action show, of course. Anyways, even though Q is recovering, it doesn't mean that he is fully cured. The sound of pew pew still affects him. Then there's these two. I am happy for them. Also, I can't wait for Om and Mark's drama. Yes, no more tying and teddy hugging. The improvement have improved. Q still having nightmares, but this time it changes. Min was there. It shows that Q is not alone anymore. Q is not and will ever be alone in the dark anymore. Q woke up and told Min that he dreamt about him. So is this what people mean when they say dream about me? Well, nothing wrong with a little bit of morning loving. So yeah, okay, this is where they ended and this is where I will end mine. Thank you all for staying and watching my review on this drama, both new and returning subscribers. Remember, as always, if you like my reviews, give them a thumbs up, subscribe, hit notification bell, and I will see you next time.